Perhaps you are the kind of lady that's wondering how to show up elegantly for your dates, and especially on a first date. This video is going to be absolutely beneficial for you. Stay in tune until the end of the video. How to be elegant and classy on a first date. The first point that I had listed down on my notes: dress elegantly. You do not want to come across as slutty. You need to show off your skin tastefully. For instance, if you're showing off your clavicles and your neck, you want to somehow try and cover up the other part, the lower part of your body. If you're showing off your cleavage, you want to ensure that your legs are somehow covered up. So you don't want to give the impression that you are slutty or something related to that. So dress gracefully. Secondly, be authentic. Just be yourself. Don't try hard to prove that you're someone that you aren't. Thirdly, moderate makeup. You can never go wrong with moderate makeup. You want to ensure that you have a non-exaggerated makeup. You do not want to overdo your makeup to the extent that you end up intimidating your date. If anything, you want to let him at least be able to know what your face actually looks like. So always go with a soft, moderate makeup, especially for your first date if you want to show up elegantly. Furthermore, if it's a dinner, lunch, or brunch date, order something that you are already familiar with. This is not a perfect time to attempt trying something new. For instance, you've never eaten caviar, and all of a sudden you feel like this is the perfect time for you to try it out. I don't think that's an excellent idea. I would highly advise that you order something that you are already familiar with. You've never eaten oysters before, and suddenly he has taken you to this 5-star or 7-star restaurant, seafood restaurant, and there's plenty of oyster, something that you've never actually tasted before, and you think it's something that will be perfect for you to order. Not an excellent idea. So always order something that you are already familiar with. You do not want to end up in a scenario whereby you're ordering something that you don't even know how to eat it, and in worse scenarios it may end up, overreacting with your stomach or intestines, and then and it's your first date. You don't want such scenarios to occur. So by all means, avoid ordering something that you have never ordered before if you want to show up elegantly. To continue, listen more than you speak. Avoid yapping like a parrot. Allow your date to speak more than you do. Also, do not be extremely quiet, as that may come across as creepy. So create a balance of talking and silence. So you don't want to come across as too silent and too quiet, and you don't want to come across as a parrot, yapping like a parrot. So create a balance. If anything, it's always better to allow your date to talk more than you. Listen more And this will actually allow you to know what kind of a person is your date actually is. Moreover, put your cell phone aside and be in the moment. Focus on your date and not your cell phone or iPhone. It's a huge mistake for you to focus on your mobile phone. You are always on your mobile phone, your date is talking to you, and your focus, 100% of your focus is on your mobile phone. That will not show that you are a classy and elegant woman. So avoid focusing on your phone, putting much focus on your phone when you are on a first date. And not just on a first date, I think this is applicable for every other date. To continue, do not try too hard to prove that you are intellectual. Just be quite fun, flirtatious, and easygoing. I know sometimes you may be tempted to try, to prove to your date that you are highly intellectual and beyond your makeup and cuteness, there's actually something in your brain. Well, I'm not saying that you should play overly dumb, but don't try to prove so much that you are intellectual. All of a sudden, you're trying to talk about politics and, work stuff and all that. I think when you are on a date, this is like a time for you to be somehow flirtatious, easygoing, and not overly intellectual. And especially if you want to come across as elegant, feminine, and classy. To continue, wear hair, shoes, and outfits that you are comfortable in. This is not a time for you to put on an outfit that you've never worn before and you feel uncomfortable in. So wear shoes, outfits, and hair as well as makeup that you are comfortable in. This is not a time for you to suddenly put on that stiletto heel that you've never worn before. To continue, wear a soft and feminine perfume. You can never go wrong with a soft and feminine perfume. Moreover, avoid super seductive and sexy perfume, especially for your first date. Feminine and soft is always elegant and classy. Another point which I've listed down in my notes, you always want to ensure that you moisturize your hands. You don't want to show up on your date with rough hands. That will not bring a very good picture of you. So always ensure that your hands are super moisturized, especially for your first date. Remember, you always want to come across as soft, feminine, and you want to put your best foot forward, right? To continue, breathe in and breathe out. Have the inner understanding that your date is just a normal human being, and do not allow oneself to be intimidated. I know sometimes when you're going on a date, especially with someone who's high profile, like, it's highly likely for you to be intimidated. But if you want to come across as elegant and if you want to show up elegantly on your first date, just relax, be confident, breathe in and breathe out, and just have the inner understanding that he's just but a normal human being, no matter how much of a high profile person your date may be. So just relax, breathe in and breathe out. Last but not least, avoid topics involving your erstwhile lover or partner. I have never understood why people think it's necessary for you to, all of a sudden you're going on a date and you feel like it's necessary for you to bring about topics about your erstwhile lover and partners. It's not classy, it's not elegant. So if you want to show up elegantly for your date, especially on a first date, by all means avoid discussions involving your previous lovers. Lastly, frequently freshen your mouth with mints or sweets. Personally, I always ensure that I have a few mints or even sweets or even chewing gums on my handbag always, whether I'm going on a date or I am not going on a date. So you always want to ensure that you freshen your mouth so you don't give out a bad breath, because that will not end up showing a good picture for you, especially on a first date. So you don't